question. Let's start simpler. Brief stress enhances the activity of immune system as evidenced by the action of dash. Two T cells, two. One person got the answer right. The answer is all of the above. Shambhavi got it right. B cells, T cells, macrophages, all of them are a part of it, of the immune system. They're all getting activated. They're all good. Macrophages, they are in a way kind of like, forgot how to phrase. They are going and attacking these cell bodies. T cells are holding the memory, and B cells, if I'm not mistaken, are more responsible with recreating more and more of those T cell versions. So if you want a proper full description on it, Khalid textbook, I have it behind me. I'll show it to you afterwards. I think his name is James Khalid. His bioscience textbook, second or third chapter, I think. Yeah, he explains B cells, macrophages properly. Okay, this was asked in December of 2019, 2020, one of those years. It's okay. It's all right. We're starting. No problem. Okay. Moving on. Next question. Intelligence is necessary, but not sufficient condition for creativity. This represents dash. First one is the right one. Okay. Yes. Next. In reasoning, when the premises are true, dash cannot be false. Yeah, yes, very good. The first one, the conclusion, right? If the two premises are right in a syllogism, the conclusion has to be true. Yeah, very nice. The conclusion has to be true. Okay. Rest, all of them would not qualify, but hallucinations are what? Are they negative? Positive. Okay. Hallucinations and bizarre behavior. Awesome. Next. A simple one. The three mountains task was used by Piaget to study dash in children. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Yeah. Tell me something. In which stage is conservation and centration, what do you call it? Overcome in a way. Overcome that you don't have. It's not a thing that you deal with. Yes. Concrete. Correct. Can I explain the answer once of this one? The three mountain task where you have to look at it from different sides, and you might find this on any developmental book also. It's a pretty cool experiment. Yeah. So if you're seeing it from only your lens, your side. Okay. Next. Out of the following, who has not explained intelligence in terms of the psychometric approach? B. You sure? Cattell kind of is very much indicated with the factor analysis thing. A. Some confusion here. Lot of confusion here. The right answer is Sternberg. Let's go over this simply. Okay, let's start with Jensen. Arthur Jensen has used a good number of statistical approaches for his theory, right? One of them being kind of a regression model, right? For his explanation of intelligence, and one of the reasons why he's actually called as a racist and criticized quite a lot, but it is in terms of psychometric approach. Cattell, my God, he's the poster child of the psychometric approach because he's using factor analysis left, right, and center. Thurston, his primary abilities are not exactly factor analytic, but he is using factor analysis. So Thurston was using factor analysis, so it will still be psychometric. Sternberg, on the other hand, did not do either. He did not do this. His triarchic theory, right? So this was actually a question they have asked before. Very fun question. Yeah. Factor analysis is best suited for studying dash. The way you're confusing Sternberg with William Stern. If you're referring to the IQ formula, that was Stern, William Stern, not Sternberg. Yeah. Yeah. D. No problem. It's okay. We get confused. Yeah. So whenever you're talking now, technically we don't use factor analysis for checking validity. Okay, this is something that you should know. They have asked this. It's not exactly right, but since they've asked, you have to pick the best possible option, right? So if you are talking about factor analysis, its main job is to find the latent structure, the latent construct. So if you had to pick an answer, you would go with something like construct validity. The content is quite literally the content of it, the items. Are they better suited for what I'm trying to measure? Whereas the construct as a whole is looking for it as with the latent, right? The latent trait or the latent structure. So factor analysis would be better suited for studying construct validity, even though we technically don't. I mean, you would do something like construct and divergent using higher models, but even then, it's yeah, we're not gonna sit here to criticize NTA, NET. Others will be here for a while. Okay. If you're there for the advanced series, we'll be going over factor analysis properly. Don't worry. We'll cover everything. But what factor analysis is, what is KMO, what is Bartlett, what is the different rotation, the extractions. We'll go over all of those. It's actually fairly simple, you know. I don't know why factor analysis is butchered across universities. It's actually a very simple statistical technique. It's also very cool. Moving on. Okay, simple question. 3 types of feature detector cells are, yep, very nice. Also, again, Kalit's textbook, you'll find all of this. He goes over this. Kalit's is a good textbook. Feature detection. Someone has not studied biopsy. Go over the text. It's okay. It's fairly simple. It's actually the experiments are actually pretty cool. Go over them once. Was it Khaled that explained it? Or am I thinking of something else? Yeah, it was Khaled's textbook on it. There's also Ninja Node if you're ever. Cicerelli is very basic, right? Like if you want to go through Cicerelli's sensation perception, that's fine. But if you're aiming for something like net and stuff, you have to move beyond it. Yeah, it does have the experiment and stuff, but I would recommend going over special biopsych books for this rather than an intro text. Cognitive psych, yeah, they will be there, but again, I think a biopsych text would do better, would do more justice to stuff like this, the macrophages question. But don't ignore the cognitive psych text for this. They are also important. Okay, next. Person high in achievement motivation tend to prefer tasks that are dash. This is simple only. Is the book there on the platform? We can't put books on the platform, right? We get a very nice thing called a lawsuit. So that's not something we can do because we don't own the books. The name of the book, it's the author's name is Kalat, Kalat. It's okay, don't worry. C, C, B, B, C, D. The answer is C. This is actually like the logic over here is that they've actually done this. They have actually done these kind of studies, and they realized that if the task is too difficult, they don't want to do it because it's not giving them the achievement drive that they want. Whereas if it's too easy, then it doesn't feel like an achievement. Moderately, yeah, similar to flow. Carlson's book is also good. It's physiological psychology. But I think Cali's textbook is the best for it. If you are already familiar with biopsych, I would recommend Calicut. I know it sounds like they've paid me for it, but I promise you they've not. It's just a really good textbook. How many questions in total? 10 in all. I think we're already on the seventh or eighth. Told you, today's not something too heavy. Mondays. Next. Oh, this is the last one, I think. The scale PT in MMPI refers to dash. I haven't done. No? The answer is D. Obsessive compulsive tendencies. Scale PT stands for psychoasthenia, which is an older term which includes things like obsessive compulsive tendencies. Yeah, psychasthenia. Which includes things like anxiety, obsessive compulsive tendencies, etc., etc. There's a full chapter that goes over the scales of MMPI. I'll try sending that if I find it again. I have to look for it. एकदम से जज्बात के बदल दिए. Yes. And there's a reason why I added the first and the third one. I knew you were a bit confused. The third one is not even a scale. It's not even a subscale in MMPI. The first, second, and fourth are. Does anyone know the different versions of MMPI? Anyone knows the versions of MMPI? Three versions. MMPI 2, MMPI RF, yes. MMPI A, MMPI RF. What does MMPI A and RF stand for? There's one more also beyond that also. A is not adult. MMPI is for adults. Why make a specific different one? Ah, very nice. 14 to 18. But what? What is that? What does the A stand for? Restructured form. That is the RF. Correct. A is for adolescent. Very nice. And the RF is for not adults, adolescent only. 14 to 18. Below the age of 14, MMPI A is not recommended. And above the age of 18, you just give them MMPI 2. MMPI 3 has come out now. Okay, what about MMPI RC? Have you heard of it? MMPI RC? No? The MMPI RC stands for RF for adolescents and no. RF is restructured form. It's a revised version. And A is for adolescents. The MMPI generally is for adults only. Why create a special one just for adults? Doesn't make sense. So RF is restructured form. It's a revised version. And adolescent is the A one. Restructured clinical. Yep. RC is restructured clinical. And you'll see that in the restructured clinical, they have different subscales, 9 subscales, which are different. The first version is called MMPI. The second version is called MMPI 2. The RC someone has mentioned on top. Soumya has mentioned restructured clinical. I'll send you this one, okay, document as in it's like a paper kind of a thing. One chapter which has all the versions. I think MMPI RF2 has 51 subscales, if I'm not mistaken. RC1 is known with DSM. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. It also gets rid of certain things that were there in the older MMPI, like masculinity, femininity. We don't really use those anymore. The short version is also like 350 items. We don't call that short. In comparison to other scales, that is extremely long. RF is the restructured format of the original MMPI 2 version. RC is more clinical, restructured clinical. Again, I'll send you this paper. You can read through it. Go through it aram se. Okay. Which battery uses MMPI as a part of it? Anyone knows? That's what psychiatrists want. They don't think it's small. I will not comment on psychiatrists while they record. Which neuropsychological battery has MMPI as a part of it? As in, it's like you can do it alongside with, like, not alongside really, but it can be included as subscale. Not subscale really, but yeah. Yes, Ruhi is right. Has titration neuropsychological battery. It has its own subscales, like like rhythm test, the seashore test, the what is that? The tactile information something. Then MMPI also comes under it. Can be included with it. Bayes also can be included with it. There's on YouTube. There's this lady who has covered has generation battery properly. There's like 2 2 hour videos, 2 1 hour videos, something like that on just that. Very cool. Just look it up. Just look up the battery on YouTube. You'll find it.